Welcome back. Today, I want you to imagine something extraordinary. Picture opening a small, dusty drawer in your home, maybe the one that hasn't been touched in years. Inside sits a simple brown penny. It looks ordinary, quiet, almost forgettable. But what if I told you that a single USA 1970 D mint mark wheat Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin most people would walk past without a second glance, has shocked collectors and investors by soaring to a current market value of $970,000, and in some cases even climbing into the millions? Yes, a 1-cent coin worth more than homes, more than luxury cars, more than most people earn in a decade. And if that doesn't make your heart speed up just a little, it should, because you might be holding one right now without knowing it. But before we dive deep, let me ask you something. When was the last time you checked the old jars in your kitchen, the forgotten boxes in your closet, or the coins passed down from your parents or grandparents? Don't worry, most people haven't. And that's exactly why so many life-changing treasures sit unnoticed in American households today. Today's story isn't just about a penny. It's about opportunity, fear of missing out, the excitement of discovery, the urgency to act before the window closes, and perhaps the possibility that your life could change with something as small as a coin resting quietly in your home. Let's start where every powerful story begins, with a discovery that almost didn't happen in the early days of modern coin collecting. The 1970 D wheat Lincoln penny wasn't considered anything special. It wasn't rare on the surface. It wasn't shiny or unusually designed or made from some exotic metal. But hidden in the background, quiet, secret, almost whispering, were a small number of extraordinary coins struck with unusual precision errors and die variations that slipped through the US Mint undetected. Point one collector, just like you, stumbled across one. Not because he was hunting for treasure, but because he was simply curious. A simple penny caught his eye. He looked closer, then closer again. And that single moment of curiosity, that tiny decision to look twice, uncovered something the world wasn't ready for. The value skyrocketed. Auctions buzzed. Collectors whispered. Investors watched. This single penny, struck in Denver in 1970, suddenly transformed from spare change into a six-figure asset. And as news spread, fear kicked in. The fear that countless Americans had already spent, lost, or thrown away fortunes disguised as pocket change. But here's where the story takes a turn, and where your role becomes even more important. Because this coin isn't famous for being common. It's famous for being hidden, for slipping into circulation unnoticed, for surviving in jars, drawers, and old coffee cans across the country. And that leads to a critical question. If this coin is worth up to $970,000 today, who else might still have one? Maybe you. Now, before we go further, let's reset your attention with something fun. Imagine telling someone you became a millionaire from a penny. They'd probably tilt their head, blink twice, and say, "Wait, a penny? Like the copper kind?" And you'd have every right to smile and say, "Yes, that penny." Now let's explore what makes this particular coin so special, because understanding its power might be the key to unlocking wealth hiding right under your nose. The 1970 D wheat Lincoln penny is valuable because of rare die varieties, minting anomalies, and specific characteristics that make certain examples incredibly scarce. We're talking about double dies, misaligned strikes, and microscopic details that only the trained or lucky eye will catch. These tiny imperfections, invisible at a glance, transform a coin from worth 1 cent to worth more than an entire retirement account. And this is where the excitement builds. Because the people who found these coins didn't have advanced equipment. They didn't have expensive tools. They weren't experts. They were ordinary people, people like you who took the time to look. But here's where fear joins the story again. For every lucky person who discovers a rare penny, countless others accidentally spend theirs at a gas station, drop it in a donation jar, or sweep it into the trash. And when they do, the opportunity vanishes forever. Imagine hearing a story about someone selling a forgotten penny for almost $1 million and thinking, "I could have had one of those. Why didn't I check?" That feeling hits hard, and it should, because you still have time. But opportunities like this do not last forever. As collectors buy them, as investors lock them away, and as more rare pennies disappear into private collections, The chance of finding one becomes thinner every year. Now, let's build the tension even more, because the story of the 1970 penny doesn't end with rarity alone. It is also a symbol of something much greater, a shift in how Americans view wealth. For years, people believed wealth only came from big investments, real estate, stocks, high-end businesses. But now, in the age of rediscovery, ordinary objects have become treasure maps. Something as simple as a penny is rewriting the rules of fortune. And here's the true cliffhanger, the part most viewers never expect. Some experts believe the value of these coins is still climbing. Yes, $970,000 is today's market level. But tomorrow, next month, next year, as fewer examples surface and demand climbs higher, it isn't unthinkable for the right specimen to push past 1 million, or even more. Imagine holding a penny today that could be worth more tomorrow than a luxury beachfront condo. Imagine knowing that while others doubt, you understood the opportunity first. But there's another twist coming in this story, and you need to hear it. It's not just about value. It's about transformation, your transformation. Because when you start looking at coins differently, you begin looking at life differently. You begin seeing potential where others see nothing. You begin recognizing wealth in places everyone else overlooks. And that mindset alone separates those who succeed from those who simply hope. Let's take a moment and break the tension with a little humor before we move deeper. If your family sees you digging through old jars of pennies tonight, and they say, "What are you doing?" Just smile and reply, "Looking for $1 million. What are you doing?" Trust me, that's a conversation starter. Now let's connect everything we've discussed so far. You know the coin exists. You know its market value has reached $970,000 and can climb even higher. You know ordinary people have found them. You know they may be hiding in your home right now. And you know opportunities like this are time-sensitive. So the next step is clear. You need to learn exactly what to look for. Start with the mint mark. The D beneath the date is essential. Then check for doubling in the date, the lettering, and Lincoln's portrait. Look for minor misalignments. Look for sharpness in unexpected places. Look for anything that seems off, unusual, or different, because those tiny differences are worth their weight in gold, literally. And as you inspect each coin, remember something powerful. You're not just searching for metal. You're searching for freedom. The freedom to pay off debt. The freedom to invest. The freedom to travel, retire early, help your family, or live a life of calm and wealth. That's the emotional core of this journey. That's the truth beneath the copper surface. And that's why thousands of Americans have turned their attention back to old coins, because the tiniest discoveries can deliver the biggest rewards. But here's the final cliffhanger I want to leave you with. Somewhere in America, right now, someone is holding a 1970 wheat Lincoln penny and has no idea what it's worth. It could be sitting under a couch cushion. It could be lying in a box in the attic. It could be in a pocket, a glove compartment, a forgotten jar behind a refrigerator. And the only question left is this: will you be the person who discovers it, or the person who realizes too late that you never looked? The choice is in your hands. The opportunity is real. The value is undeniable. The urgency is now. So start searching. Your $1 million moment might be waiting quietly, patiently, in the palm of your hand.